song to sing, each boy and girl. This is our world. I say our, you say world. Our world, our world. I say boy, you say girl. Boy, girl, boy, girl. I say everybody move. When I say everybody stop, everybody stop. This is our world. Everybody's got a song to sing, each boy and girl. This is our world.
Hello, Anna.
Hello, Hugo. Are you going away?
Yes, I am. I'm going on a trip with my brother.
Really? That sounds wonderful. Where are you going?
We're going on an ocean voyage. My brother's a scientist. He studies different animals that live in the sea. He helps people learn how to protect them. We can see so many creatures when we go to the seaside. Last time we went, I saw a shark.
Wow, that sounds amazing.
Yes, it was. A lot of really interesting animals live in the sea. Today, we'll talk about lots of different animals that live in the sea. We'll talk about why the sea is so important and how we can look after it.
We'll hear a song about the wonders of the sea.
We'll meet a National Geographic explorer.
And I'll read a story called Storm Along and the Giant Octopus.
That sounds exciting. Are you ready to begin?
Yes, I am. Are you ready?
Great. Let's get started.
Let's learn words about some of the animals that live in the sea. These are sea creatures.
Animals are sometimes called creatures. Animals that live in the sea are often called sea creatures.
That's right, they are. This sea creature is a whale.
A whale is a big sea creature. Whales are bigger than most other animals in the sea.
This is a sea sponge.
Sea sponges are sea creatures too. Sea sponges look like plants, but they're actually animals.
Here's another sea creature. This is an octopus.
Octopuses have got big, round heads and 8 long arms. They can use their arms to crawl across the bottom of the sea.
This is a squid.
Squids have got 10 arms.
That's right, they do. This is a shark.
There are lots of different kinds of sharks. Some sharks are big and look scary, and others are small and look sweet.
This is a dolphin.
I love dolphins. They look like they're smiling. They always look like they're having fun.
Yes, they do, don't they? This is a turtle.
Turtles are interesting sea creatures. They live in the sea, but they crawl onto the beach to lay their eggs.
Well, we've learned a lot of words about sea creatures. Now let's review them. Unscramble these words. Sea creatures. They're sea creatures.
Sea creatures are animals that live in the sea.
This animal is larger than most other animals in the sea. What is it? Is it a hippo, a whale, or a sea sponge?
Let's see. It is big, but it isn't a hippo. It lives in the sea, but it isn't a sea sponge. It's a whale! Did you know that the blue whale is the largest animal in the world?
Yes, that's right, it is. OK, next one. This creature might look like a plant, but it isn't a plant. What is it?
It's a sea sponge. There are lots of different types of sea sponges in the sea.
This sea creature's got 8 arms. Unscramble this word. Octopus. It's an octopus. This sea creature hasn't got 8 arms, it's got 10 arms. What is it?
It's a squid. Squids have got 10 arms.
Fill in the blank. Some are big and look scary. Some sharks are big and look scary.
Some sharks do look scary, but others are small and quite sweet. The dwarf lantern shark is so small you can hold it in your hand.
This sea creature always looks like it's smiling. What is it? Is it a shark, a dolphin, or an octopus?
It's a dolphin. I think dolphins are brilliant.
So do I. Now, fill in the blank. Crawl onto the beach to lay their eggs. Turtles crawl onto the beach to lay their eggs.
Are you ready to learn some more words about the sea? OK, let's begin. This is the sea. The sea is an important resource.
Resources help people and animals live. The sea is a really important resource because it contains water and food. People and animals need water and food to live.
Yes, that's right. They do. These are layers. The sea has got different layers called zones.
Different animals live in the different zones.
Some animals live in the sunlight zone. Plants also live there.
Many sea creatures need sunlight to live. These animals stay in the top layer of the sea. It's called the sunlight zone.
That's right, but other creatures don't need sunlight to live. These sea creatures live in the midnight zone.
There's no sunlight in the midnight zone. Creatures that live in the midnight zone don't need sunlight to live.
This is pollution. Pollution is when people throw rubbish into the sea.
Pollution is bad for the sea and bad for the animals that live there. It's important to look after the sea and keep it clean.
That's right. This is a sea creature. Oh, it's gone. It's disappeared.
If we don't look after the sea, many sea creatures could disappear.
That's true. Now, let's review some words that we can use to talk about these important ideas. The sea contains water and food. The sea is an important The sea is an important resource.
We must look after our resources. We must look after the sea.
Next one. The sea has got different called The sea has got different layers called zones.
Different sea creatures live in different zones.
Lots of sea creatures need sunlight to live. Where do those creatures live? Is it in the sunlight zone, the midnight zone, or in the afternoon zone?
Sea creatures that need sunlight live in the sunlight zone. Lots of plants and animals need sunlight to live. They stay in the top layer or zone of the sea.
Unscramble these words. Midnight zone.
Plants and animals that don't need sunlight to live stay in the midnight zone. Did you know that some animals that live in the midnight zone can glow in the dark?
True or false? Pollution is good for the sea.
False. Pollution isn't good for the sea. It's bad for the sea.
This could happen to sea creatures if we don't look after the sea. Sea creatures could move away, learn to fly, or disappear.
Disappear. Sea creatures could disappear if we don't look after the sea. Did you know that many big sea creatures are already disappearing because of pollution and overfishing? Now we're going to learn some words about different kinds of pollution. This is rubbish.
Rubbish in the sea is one type of pollution. Rubbish is terrible for the sea.
People throw different kinds of rubbish into the sea. This is one type of rubbish, plastic.
Some sea creatures think plastic bottles and bags are food and they eat them.
That's right. That's why it's important to use these biodegradable products.
Biodegradable products break down and become part of the earth. Anna, are there other types of pollution?
Yes, there are. This is an oil spill.
Ships sometimes carry oil. The oil can spill into the sea if people aren't careful. Oil spills hurt animals and beaches. There are lots of kinds of pollution. Are there any other ways we hurt the sea?
Yes, there are. We take a lot of fish from the sea to eat. Sometimes we take too many fish. This is called overfishing.
We have to be careful and look after our world. We've got a lot of things to remember.
That's true. Now let's review some of the words and ideas we're learning. This is a kind of pollution in the sea. What is it?
Rubbish. Rubbish is a type of pollution. We shouldn't throw rubbish into the sea.
Sea creatures sometimes think this is food and eat it. Unscramble the word.
Plastic. Plastic is terrible for sea creatures.
Now fill in the blank. Bottles and bags break down and become part of the earth. Biodegradable bottles and bags break down and become part of the earth.
Yes, that's right. They do. We should try to use biodegradable products whenever we can.
This sometimes happens even when people are very careful. Look carefully at the picture. What is it? Is it rubbish, overfishing, or an oil spill?
Let's see. It doesn't look like rubbish, and I can't see anyone fishing. Oh, it looks like a very bad accident. It's an oil spill.
Yes, it is. Some ships carry oil. The oil can spill into the sea and hurt sea creatures, plants, and beaches.
True or false? Overfishing is good for the sea.
False. Overfishing is bad for the sea. Did you know that fishermen take 77 billion kilograms of sea creatures from the sea every year?
Hello? Stop! Excuse me. Don't throw your rubbish into the sea.
Why not?
The sea is an important resource. We must look after the sea.
What do you mean?
Rubbish makes the beaches and the water dirty. Would you like to swim and play in dirty water?
No! Yuck! I wouldn't like to swim in dirty water.
Do you like eating fish?
Yes, I love eating fish.
So do I. Did you know that rubbish hurts fish and other sea creatures? They sometimes think the rubbish is food and eat it. Oh, that makes them unwell and can even kill them. If we don't look after the sea, sea creatures could disappear.
That sounds terrible. I think I understand. If we want to play on the beach, swim and fish in clean water, we have to protect the sea. We can't throw rubbish into it.
That's right. The sea is one of our most important resources. We must keep pollution out of the sea. Here's an important message from the bottom of the sea.
Pollution here is getting worse every day. If people keep throwing their rubbish into the sea, more sea creatures will disappear. We must stop throwing rubbish into the sea.
If people keep overfishing, there won't be many sea creatures left. We must stop overfishing and help save the sea.
Another big ship has spilled oil into the sea. It's all over the beach and the animals. If we aren't careful, there will be more accidents.
People must be more careful. They must look after the sea, or there won't be very much left to protect. That's all for now.
Please, please protect the sea. Do what's good for you and me and help us save the sea. Please, please protect the sea. Do what's good for you and me and help us save the sea. We must protect the wonders of the sea to make a better world for you and me. We must stop polluting the sea so blue. An octopus would like that, and so would you. Please, please protect the sea. Do what's good for you and me and help us save the sea. We must protect the wonders of the sea to make a better world for you and me. Please remember, don't throw rubbish into the sea. Sharks wouldn't want that, would we? There are layers in the sea below. There are creatures there that we don't know. They live deep underwater, they don't breathe air. But our world is a part of theirs. Please, please protect the sea. Do what's good for you and me and help us save the sea. Please, please protect the sea. Do what's good for you and me and help us save the sea.
Hi, Hugo. Is it time for some videos?
Yes, it is. We're going to watch some videos about the sea. This is a turtle.
Wow, brilliant. Turtles lay their eggs on the beach.
That's right. Turtles live in the sea, but they crawl onto the beach to dig nests and lay their eggs in the sand. This is a whale.
That's a big whale. It's making a really big splash.
Yes, it is. These are dolphins.
They're jumping out of the water next to that boat. It looks like they're having fun.
Yes, it does, doesn't it? Dolphins are really interesting sea creatures. Oh, this is my favourite sea creature. This is an octopus.
It's changing colour. The octopus is changing colour. Wow, Hugo, there are so many beautiful and interesting creatures in the sea.
Yes, there are, aren't there? But if we don't protect the sea, those animals could all disappear. This is rubbish. It's in the sea.
Oh no, rubbish should not be in the sea.
That's right, it shouldn't. Rubbish makes the water dirty and it can hurt sea creatures. So can this. This is an oil spill.
Some ships carry oil across the sea. Sometimes the oil spills into the water. Look at that mess.
Oil spills and pollution are terrible for the sea. They're fishing.
When people take too many fish out of the sea, we're doing something called overfishing.
That's a lot of things to remember, Anna. I'm worried about the sea and about the animals that live there.
So am I. The sea is important for us all. I think we should all think about what we can do to protect the sea and the creatures that live there.
I agree. Have a think about it. What can you do to help the sea and its creatures? Now let's meet Sylvia Earle, National Geographic Explorer in Residence and Oceanographer.
I'm Sylvia Earle. I'm an oceanographer, explorer in residence at the National Geographic Society. I've had the joy of being able to explore many parts of the ocean around the world. Only about 5% of the ocean has ever been seen at all, let alone explored. It should be fun to go be an explorer, and every kid has the potential to be an explorer. The idea is to try to protect the blue heart of the planet, the ocean.
Are you ready for a story? This story is called Stormalong and the Giant Octopus. It's based on an American tall tale. One morning, many years ago, a big wave carried a giant turtle onto a beach in the United States. The turtle had a giant human baby on its back. This was not a regular baby. This baby was bigger than 3 grown men. The family that found the baby called him Alfred B. Stormalong, but they called him Stormy. They looked after him, and Stormy grew even bigger. When he was a boy, he was bigger than a whale. In fact, he had 2 whales for pets. Stormy became the captain of a giant sailing ship called the Courser. Stormy needed an enormous crew of men to help him on his ship. Together, they sailed from the city of Boston on many adventures. On one of Stormy's greatest adventures, he sailed the Courser a long way out into the Atlantic. He wanted to catch giant tuna fish to sell in Boston. "We'll catch lots of tuna," Stormy told his crew. Stormy stopped the Courser and dropped the ship's anchor into the water to stop the Courser moving. Then Stormy and his crew started to catch fish. "Look at all of those fish," cried the men. "We'll catch a mountain of fish today." The other men used fishing rods to catch the big fish, but Stormy just caught them with his hands. Soon there was a giant pile of tuna on the Courser. Stormy even caught some sharks. Suddenly, something from deep in the sea pulled on the anchor chain. It was something big. It almost pulled the ship under the water. Stormy and his crew tried to pull the anchor up. They couldn't do it. The anchor didn't move. "I'll get the anchor," said Stormy, and he dived into the water. Stormy swam down to the bottom of the ocean. A giant octopus was holding the anchor with its 8 arms. It looked like a sea monster, but Stormy wasn't scared. Stormy started to fight with the octopus. He pulled its arms off the anchor. The octopus tried to grab Stormy, but Stormy tied up the monster's arms. Soon, Stormy had got the anchor and he brought it back to the ship. Back on the ship, Stormy told his crew about the octopus. "It was the biggest sea monster I have ever seen," he said, "but it won't bother us again." The crew all cheered. Then they sailed off to have another adventure. The end. What a great day.
Yes, it was, wasn't it?
We've learned a lot of important things about the sea. We learned about lots of brilliant animals that live in the sea.
We also learned that the sea is full of important resources and that it's important to protect them. And now, it's time for me to go to the seaside.
That's right. Have fun, Hugo. See you next time.
See you next time.
And we'll see you next time too. Bye!